Welcome to Barn Connect, a podcast about creativity and community. Hi, Abby.
Hi, Jen.
We're broadcasting from the Barn Makerspace on beautiful Bainbridge Island, Washington, and this is our first episode. Barn is a nonprofit makerspace that's volunteer-run. We've got 10 different studios with artisans working on everything from glass arts to woodworking to tech to metal and fiber, print and book, and any kind of combination they can think of between those studios. And this is a podcast just to help people tell their stories about creativity, help people get inspired. And what else? What else we talk about?
How they get started, because everybody here has a really interesting story. So we're going to continue talking to people that you would regularly run into at Barn.
100%. Yeah. So today we have a really cool conversation with Dave Roe, who literally helped build Barn.
Dave did. Yeah. He has a background in architecture, and we were very lucky that he came on board as a volunteer and was the project manager for the whole build of this 25,000 square foot building in which we are now sitting. And he was extremely instrumental to that happening. And if you haven't been to Barn, you can learn more about us on our website, which will be either linked. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll do the thing where we link it somewhere up here or in the description. And if you're listening, we'll have links to Barn and the studios in the show notes.
Yeah. So that's one of the wild things about Barn that people might not know is that it literally started with a group of artisans in Rolling Bay neighborhood on Bainbridge who were like, you know what, we should get together and do this in a common space.
Yeah.
And so that's when Dave got involved, was back in those rolling barn days when they started out by renting a little bit of space to just see if it was possible.
Yeah. So somehow when they first started Barn as an organization, they had fiber, jewelry, woodworking, all basically sharing one commercial space that was maybe a tenth of the size of the building we're in now.
Yeah. So Dave talks a little bit about that in our interview and sort of what it's become and how it got there. Again, mostly with volunteers.
Yep.
So kind of awesome. All right. Well, should we talk to Dave?
I think we should.
Say your first and last name for us?
I'm Dave Roe.
And
I'm from the wood shop at Barn, and it's a great place.
So you actually helped build this building.
I did.
Tell me a little bit about that. How did that happen?
Well, I partnered with Deb Sweet, who's another Barn member, who we both had skills for organizing and managing projects.
Wow.
And we got involved with Barn early on, and it was a natural fit to make us the two representative people for Barn.
Okay.
The people who have responsibility for deciding the nature of the project and the people they're just responsible for the project.
I don't think many people realize that volunteers
are everything.
Here.
Yes, they are.
So were you involved in the Rolling Bay group then? You must have been.
Yes, I was.
Can you talk about those early days? Like, what was that attitude like, that mood? That's just such a wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure it out the whole time.
Yeah.
And we had a small wood shop, and we had a couple of other fiber shop and a couple of other studios.
Yeah.
And we made it work. And meanwhile, we were designing this crazy big building, which we weren't really sure we were going to be able to pay for exactly.
Sure.
So that was a little bit nerve-wracking, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
But it worked out well. Sally Marin is an amazing person. She is the heart and soul of Barn's fundraising. And we wouldn't have gotten there without her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, so you have this small shop in Rolling Bay, and
Mm-hmm.
are you teaching classes there then, or what's going on there? Is it just more
We're
of like
teaching
a community?
classes, a few
Okay.
classes,
Okay.
and we're holding open studios.
Okay.
So that's our training for open studio. And
Okay.
we're learning how to assess people for their skills.
Sure. And I mean, you've got tools in there that could really hurt somebody.
They can.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah.
They can. They definitely can. And so we take that very seriously. Safety is very serious. Our number one priority is safety. And that's where we start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk about building this building. How did you wrap your head around this?
It was an amazing project, and we had a great architect, Sally Marin and Deb Sweet, and the other true founding members who were actually there before I was.
Okay.
By about 2 weeks. but they were figuring it all out. So John Paul Jones is our architect.
Yeah.
And he's great. And he's from Bainbridge, and he's been with us since day one.
Mm.
We redesigned the building twice in the process. So at first it was 2 separate buildings.
Okay.
With nothing in between, and then we thought, whoa, that's a missed opportunity, because we've got this beautiful the place to gather and to meet and everything.
Yeah.
And so that's a key part of Barn. And so we designed it in, and we got it in there, and it's a great fit.
I can't imagine the Barn without the commons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, it's amazing, and so it's an amazing thing, and so we went ahead and started construction, and I and Deb were busy organizing and meeting with the contractors, and we got it done.
Unreal. Yeah. Were you thinking at the time that this building was going to be too big or pretty big?
I was thinking at the time it was actually going to be borderline small.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you knew how many people were interested?
Yeah. But, we've done well. We've been able to fund another lot and another project to do, and it'll be exciting.
It's going to be so good.
Yes,
People are really excited.
Yes.
Now, when you were building, the woodworkers built a lot of the stuff inside,
They did.
correct?
They built all the cabinets, or almost all the cabinets. There are a couple of cabinets that they didn't build, but almost everything. And so that was a big project, and we had to get people checked out as contractors so that they could work in the building. And we did all that, and we got there, and we started construction of cabinets. And there's a lot of cabinets in that building. There's a lot of cabinets. Yeah.
And tables and other things?
We didn't build the tables, but we found somebody who did.
Oh, okay.
And he built them for us at a very low cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very much in the barn spirit.
Right.
So how has the wood shop, it's the Woodworking and Small Boat Building Studio is its official name.
Yes.
How has it evolved over the last 10 years?
Becoming very active, and there's a lot of work that's done in there for nonprofits.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing thing.
Yeah. The wood studios actually everywhere on this island and beyond.
It is.
I mean, I've seen the beautiful projects. I've seen the gate at the library, and now you're working on another bridge for the land trust.
And other things,
and
lots of things.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous work.
Yeah, this right here.
Yes, right here.
Yes. And it's beautiful. It's better than it was before.
Yeah, for sure. So how did that get started? Was that always part of the woodshop's sort of plan?
I'd say it was.
Yeah.
We were always community minded.
Okay.
We were always trying to give back. And it's worked out pretty well.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand sort of like how much that shop has done for the island.
It has. It has.
What are some of the most exciting projects that you've been involved in?
Geez. I would say, well, I could start with the doors I built for the dust collection.
So you designed and built those?
Well, we built the doors. I built the doors.
Okay.
I built them all myself.
Oh, wow.
And so other people built the stuff that they go in,
Okay.
which is a compressor and some other stuff. So that's one that is a genesis from just me and also Dina,
Okay.
who helped by supplying the wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you still working on projects, or
Yes, I am.
what are you working on right now?
I'm a little bit between projects right now, but I finished up. This is a personal project, but it's still fun. I finished up doors for a gate for our house.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so now I'm going to go and work on. I've done a bunch of bookshelves.
Okay.
And a bunch of a stand for speakers. I'm going to build a speaker and TV stand.
Oh, nice.
Thing. And it's going to be out of veneer.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
What do you like about woodworking? What attracted you in the first place?
I think it's the tools. I love the tools. I'm a tool person, and I am a tool person in the wood shop too. I'm active in the supervision and the collection and the maintenance of the tools, and that's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Big deal.
There are some pretty unique tools in there.
There are.
What are some of the, what would you highlight to somebody?
There's a lot of hand tools in the hand tool area that are really good quality, and the edges on them are absolutely beautiful. And that's important because if you're working with a tool that's supposed to be sharp and it's not, that's not a good thing. It's not safe. It's not, So all our tools are really well maintained, and we've got several people who do it, and I'm not one of them, although I could be. I'm not. And it's an amazing thing to watch it go. I love to sit and talk to the guys who are working with the sharpening equipment, because that's an amazing part of woodworking. Yeah. It's an important part of woodworking.
It's something that people maybe don't often think about.
Yeah, they don't think about it.
And you even have classes for people to learn how to sharpen tools, and that's really cool.
Yes. And we have a lot of other classes too. Classes in, basics and very advanced subjects. And so it's an amazing place.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the woodworking certificate? How's that going?
It's going pretty well. I am not aligned with it as closely as Jeannie is.
Okay.
So I really don't know that much about it, except that I've met some of the people who are going through it, and they're interested, and the numbers are huge. I mean, I think we've got 19 people.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so they go through a series of courses. They have like a mentor too, right?
They do.
They can kind of start from nothing.
Right.
And by the end of it, they really know their way around.
Right. They do.
That's cool.
Yeah. And some of them knew their way around early on. They were pretty skilled to begin with.
Okay.
And some of them are absolute raw beginners. So that's amazing to do. It's an amazing thing to contemplate, actually.
That's really amazing, because the woodworkers are sharing not only their finished products with the community, but they're sharing their knowledge and skills and sort of that mindset. You know, I think woodworking is such a precise
Yes, it is.
art.
It is. Yeah, and that's why that's another reason I like it, because I'm a precision person.
Okay.
And so that's why maybe I got into it, although there's lots of other things I could do and be precise. The woodworking was a natural fit for me.
Is the wood itself a little unpredictable, or is that just me not
Yes,
knowing much about it?
No,
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
It is. The wood is, it's a challenge in the shop to get the results you want, to have them be, beautiful here and beautiful out there in the real world, because things move, they change.
Yeah.
Wood is a uh, a material that changes, and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of account for that.
Yes, you do.
That's kind of cool.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, and it's. I mean, we work with plywood, which doesn't change much, just a little.
Okay.
And we work also with lots of slabs that are very changeable and crack and stuff like that.
Is that kind of the fun challenge with the slab work?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I think so. It is to me. The person who is in charge of the veneer, or of the wood slab work. Carol Fiedler Kawaguchi is an amazing person and an amazing woodworker, and she's done a lot, not only as a shop mentor, but also as a teacher.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where do these slabs come from? I mean, I have overheard you guys talk about trees that,
yes,
like harvesting trees that have been cut or fallen,
yes,
or is
there's
that?
lots of things that have been done.
Yeah.
There's sawmills that have been implemented or to cut wood.
Okay.
There's also a lot of ways to cut it at Eden Saw.
Okay.
And those are amazing. Those are amazing things to watch and to. I don't do them myself, but they're amazing to watch them.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
When you start a project, how do you start with a picture in your mind, or do you start with something?
I start with a drawing.
Okay.
I'm a drawing person.
Okay.
I was trained as an architect, and so I am very comfortable drawing.
Okay.
And it's where it starts for me.
Okay.
Now, some people don't start that way, so there are different ways to start a project, but mine start with a drawing.
Was it fun to transition from being an architect to being?
I haven't been an architect for a long, long time.
Okay.
So my background is I worked for contractors and for people who did technical work. So that was kind of a period where I was busy, but I wasn't working in the wood shop. And so I got Deb, came to me and said, would you be interested in doing this? And I said, sure. And that was I was retired essentially at that point. And so I've been at it ever since. Yeah.
It's funny, people say that when something is a need at Barn, that people just kind of appear.
Yes.
And has that been your experience too?
Yes, very definitely. Definitely. Yes. They're amazing. Cool. And it goes across all the studios, not just the wood shop. It's an amazing thing. Yeah.
And people also step up, right?
Yes,
you could have said no thank you, or yes for $1 million, or
right.
Yeah.
Right. And and I haven't made a dime from the benefit of it, and I've given a lot, but it's been a great experience. Yes.
So why do you do it then?
I love it. That's all I can say. I mean, it's really an amazing place, and it's all the people are so friendly and they're so helpful. It's just it's a perfect fit for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. It's amazing to think. So it's been kind of 10 years, right, since Baby Barn? Is that right?
Yes.
And now we're looking at this next phase. Like, where do you think this is all heading? Like, what do you think the ultimate?
Well, I think it's heading for an addition to the building and a new parking lot and some accoutrements that I don't really know what's involved in them, because I'm not going to be involved in them.
Okay.
I'm a woodshop person now, and I'm no longer doing.
Just put it out there. I'm
Yep.
not going to project manage the expansion.
No, I'm not. And there's other people that are going to do that.
For sure.
That's fine.
For sure.
That's fine.
Yeah. And what would you say to somebody who doesn't think of themselves as an artisan, who's never made anything and can't really picture themselves doing it?
I would say give yourself a chance. Go take a class and listen. I think listening is really important attribute. You just have to. You have to listen to people, and you have to learn from them. And if you can do that, you'll be okay. You'll be able to start building skill.
It's so cool to see all the beginners around here and the energy that they bring.
Yes.
And that sort of like getting over that hurdle.
Yes.
Like, well, that's not who I am.
Yes.
You know, like we're taught from a really young age.
Yes. And there's so many people in the woodshop who are now becoming fairly skilled people. But when they started, they didn't have any skills, and they're figuring it out.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
What didn't I ask about that we should talk about? What do you want to chat about?
I'm not very good at that, at this stuff.
First of all, you're amazing. This has been a really awesome conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy to be a wood shop person and a leader in the wood shop, and that's a source of joy for me. And it's been fun, and there have been lots of situations where I've been in maybe difficult meetings or situations, and I don't know, I just find it possible to talk to people and to figure out what their needs are, and to go ahead and move forward. And that's what we do at the woodshop, I'd say. Yeah.
It's real collaborative.
Yes, it is. It is very collaborative. And we have a steering committee of, I don't know exactly how many people, 18 plus minus, and they're amazing. And they put their energy every day, or, all the time into barn. And that's an amazing thing. That's one of the reasons that we're as successful as we are. It's a phenomenal thing that people here find this place and just say, that's it, that's great, I'm happy now, and I'm happy to be here too. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I can't imagine this place without you. It wouldn't be here, literally. This has been amazing. This has been really fantastic.
Great.
It's been really nice to talk to you and get to know you a little bit more.
It was great to talk to Dave. It is always awesome to talk to Dave. And he is the woodworking studio lead. So if you come visit, you may get to see Dave.
Yeah, for sure. Barn Connects is recorded at the Media Studio at Barn in Bainbridge Island, Washington. Barn's a nonprofit home to 10 maker studios, classes, creative community, and events. You can learn more on our website, www.bainbridgebarn.org. See you next time.
Learn more at bainbridgebarn.org.